Well, I gotta admit, I'm actually somewhat impressed here. Doug actually managed to state his reasons for why he disliked something without going over the top extremist ranting crap. That being said, um, logic still flawed, reasons still kind of stupid, but at least, you're making progress. Here's a couple of problems with the reason you don't like it, Doug, okay? Number one is your logic. You hate the series because you say it diverges way too much from the original vampire lore or whatever. But then you go ahead and say you like Twilight, which goes even more away from it. That made no sense. In fact, I mean, debunking your reasons for not liking it are easily done within the very things you like. Blade, for example. Blade is a vampire slayer. He is partially a vampire himself. I doubt fear, actually, but, you know. He, wow. Blade is a vampire hunter who utilizes martial arts. He utilizes guns. Swings around friggin' katanas. Has used grenades that emit ultraviolet radiation. Has used silver spikes for weaponry. I mean, the guy has not used typical weaponry. Um, in fact, when he went up against Dracula, the Dracula, by the way, that he's fought is very similar to Alucard. It wasn't Drake from that movie. Um, he had all the same powers. He had the same. He was very much a classic Dracula style character. He had the transformations. He had the beastly form, wherein he was much stronger, but also horrible to look at. um, he was slain before, but revived with so much as a single drop of blood, or even through occult rituals. Blade has killed him about 4 times. One time he almost killed Blade, ripped his throat out with his teeth, and Blade himself survived having his throat ripped out and healed. I mean, come on. The vampires have very high regenerative ability. Um, what you're saying in terms of why you don't like Alucard, you should hate Blade then, and Twilight, but you don't. Um, Seriously, wow. Um, in fact, I'm curious though. How much of Blade do you know that's not in the movies? Serious question. I'm just asking. How much of Blade do you know that's not in the movies? Because the movies went way away from the comics. So, I mean, the first one was kind of there. The rest just wow. Um, Now, that being said, you also say you don't like it because he's a villain pretending to be a hero. No, he's not pretending. He's forced to be due to circumstances beyond his control. People have power over him and are making him work for them as a result of it. It's kind of like, I know you saw that little trailer, that Mortal Kombat Rebirth thing, the fan film. Um, as I recall, you liked that, and look what happened there with Anzo Hasashi, Scorpion. He was going to be the main protagonist, or set up to be the main protagonist according to that fan film, and he would have been working with, the quote-unquote good guys here, not willingly. He did not want to. It was only because they had power over him. They were allowing him to leave when he was supposed to be imprisoned and have a shot at killing his old enemy. A chance for revenge. That's why he agreed to work with them. It's something somewhat similar here, except it's more enslavement than anything else. It's sort of like, well, here's an example. Naruto. The Naruto that you like so much, the Kyuubi. has helped out Naruto a few times when he's been near death, dying, so on and so forth. Is it because the QB's secretly a good guy or pretending to be good? No. He does it because he's got a vested interest in keeping the kid alive. Because if the kid dies, he dies. The kid has a certain amount of power over him, and so it's within his interest and necessary for him to have to do it. He doesn't like it. Chances are, in fact, he's even said if he got loose, he'd kill him. But that's the way it is right now, and it's the same thing with the Hellsing storyline right now. Now, I mean, you can... the thing is, Doug, and it's something that I really hope you realize, nobody is mad at you, okay? Nobody's mad at you for not liking Hellsing. I've got my reasons for not liking it either, and I've got friends who are big fans of it, and they don't hate me because I don't like it. The reason that people get mad and got mad is because of your logic. It's hypocritical. It's the fact that you came right out of the gate attacking. If you had done it like this from the get-go, things would have been a lot smoother. People would have been arguing with you and debating with you, yes, but you wouldn't have gotten nearly the level of hatred that you got. If you would do this for everything, instead of going on people's channels, calling them, every filthy name in the book that you can think of, talking about how they need to be physically harmed and, leaving misogynistic comments toward women when they disagree with you, if you would just keep it like this, you wouldn't get the hate that you do. People would probably, at best, roll their eyes at you whenever you, did whatever. And yeah, sure, some people would still troll you. Some people are like that. That's because some people are, asses, whatever. But you're entitled to your opinion, Doug. It's when you attack other people for their opinion and take it personally because they don't agree with you. I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, you're one step closer to understanding that. And, Doug, the thing is, if you would just, come out and admit that what you did was wrong, if you would just come out and apologize for the way you've acted, I guarantee you a lot of what's happening to you would have stopped. I mean, I gave you this advice a long time ago. As I recall, you told me to shove it, said nothing was going to happen, and look what happened. I'm just saying. You need to, stay this way. Be civil like this. Give your reasons. Good or bad. Give them. Straightforward like this. None of this over the top, F this, F that, blah, 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 what the, And also, if you really have these questions about it, when people try to explain it, don't say, I don't care, I don't accept it, when it is, in fact, what happened. If you can say something doesn't make sense if you want, but, it does, if you pay attention to what happened. I really don't know how else to put it. When you say that something doesn't make sense, and someone points to you right away how it makes sense. Don't just sit there and say BS because you were wrong about something. Okay, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I've been wrong about stuff too, and I've admitted it. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that somehow you're an idiot. It doesn't mean everyone hates you. Not everyone who is correcting you is personally attacking you. I just wish you'd understand this. I really do. Thank you for once again making me defend a series that I don't even like. But at any rate, that's it for now, and I really do hope you at least think about what I just said.